I'm really excited about today's blog. I want to talk to you about a concept called being an emotionally intelligent spouse. I'm really excited about it because it really sums up what I was not early on in my marriage, and I was certainly not emotionally intelligent early on in recovery. In fact, for a few years early on in recovery, I got better at it, but I was not emotionally intelligent. I will tell you, emotionally intelligent spouses are in tune with their partner's needs. They are good at repairing, and if you read much of John Gottman's stuff, you'll understand that one of the most important factors to prevent divorce, and I'm convinced, even in dealing with infidelity, one of the most important strengths to have if you want to prevent divorce after infidelity, or if you just want to prevent divorce in general, is the ability for a couple to repair. The simple truth is you're going to fight, and you're going to fight often sometimes, and you're going to have difficulty in marriage, and then if you add infidelity, you're going to have a ton of difficulty. But the truth is really in a concept of being able to repair. And you cannot really repair well after conflict if you are not emotionally intelligent as a spouse. And so today I'm going to talk to you with a little bit of a bent on the unfaithful spouse's ability to be emotionally intelligent, but it is vital. It's equally vital, I believe, for the betrayed spouse to be emotionally intelligent, at least eventually, with their unfaithful spouse's needs, because there will come a point where you get beyond all this crap and you get into everyday real life and you have everyday real struggles, and so you're going to have to still be emotionally intelligent if you want your marriage to succeed on the other side of infidelity. When you are emotionally intelligent, you are in touch with what your partner goes through every day. You're in touch with what they struggle with. You are aware of them and their needs, their insecurities, their weaknesses, their triggers, their hot buttons. You are in touch with their life and their emotional life, their spiritual life, their mental life. When you're emotionally intelligent, you are in touch with those things, and it's very fluid. I'm getting better at it. I've become very good at it, but I'm good at it for where we're at 11 years into recovery. A year into recovery, I was a failure at it. 10 years into my marriage, I was atrocious at it, but I'm really sick of myself today, so I'm going to be really hard on myself as a vetting out of self-absorption. So get ready for that journey. Okay, so I'm going to give you two examples from my own life. One really kind of elementary, one extremely significant. For whatever reason, lately, Samantha has decided she wanted to start a softball team. Now, I coach all of my son's baseball teams. I'm at the yard, or that's what we use for slang as the baseball fields, at least 2 to 4 nights a week, almost every week. I love it. It's a passion. It's a joy. It's a privilege to be able to coach my son's teams. But for whatever reason, Samantha and some of her friends from work said, let's have a co-ed softball team. And she said, I want you to play on it. Can you coach? Really, I don't want to. Really, I was like, oh, why? Like, she doesn't like to watch sports on TV. She kind of gets bored. But she'll do it sometimes just to sit with me. I'm constantly coaching and coaching kids from 11 to 18 or so. I don't want to coach a bunch of adults, and this is a co-ed softball team, and I'm sorry, but many of them are not good. In fact, most of them are not good. It's painful. But she asked me to do it, and I was like, okay, and it really caught me off guard. And so just the other day, I had a rough day. Our games are on Monday nights. And it's so challenging because we were supposed to be in the lowest league, but whoever signed us up either botched it or there was a mistake, so we're in the medium league. The medium league is very good. We are not very good. We should be in the lowest league. Quite frankly, we suck, but yet we're in this league playing people that have been playing together for years and who are very good, who crush the ball. And here's us. We scored 4 runs the other night. That was a miracle. We got beat 22-4. So that gives you a picture. So I digress. So on Monday, I was having a really rough day, and I was frustrated about a lot of stuff and just business and what have you. And it was game night, and I was kind of getting my stuff ready and throwing stuff around, and in my mind I was like, this sucks. What am I doing? I'm coaching all these, but now I got to more coach. I got to shift all my gear and all these stupid softballs and these softball bats, and these people suck, and I hate to lose. I'm a bit of a competitor, so I'm like, I hate this. We're just going to suck anyway. And I had this little voice come to me and say, you're blowing it. Now, some of you as Christians would call it, the voice of the Holy Spirit. Some of you who don't come from faith would just call it your conscience. But this voice came and said, you're blowing it. This is important to her. You are not being emotionally intelligent. And I really did stop. I was in the back of my Jeep with all my crap, and I said, okay, wait a minute. And this is important to her. I've got to make this important to me. And so I completely shifted gears. So we went out, and man, I just will tell you, I had a great game. I made like a bunch of diving catches. Samantha was like elated. She was like, oh, you're doing so good. And we sucked. Like, it was so painful. It was so bad. But I shifted gears and made what was important to her important to me with a good attitude. I didn't do it begrudgingly, other than the moment where I was getting all my crap together. And I'll tell you what, driving home, she was like, thank you so much. That was so much fun. Fun? That was painful. But for her, she got to be with her friends and have a great time. Now, I'll give you another example that's a little bit more hard-hitting. So the other day, she had had a rough time, rough day at work, and just some things that she's walking through health-wise. And so we were just in different worlds. I had my stuff, and she had hers, and kids, and all that. And so in the middle of it, I had that voice again, and I said, hey, when you have a few minutes, come upstairs. And she's like, that usually means let's have sex. But she was like, I said, it's not sex. I just want to talk. She was like, okay. So about 10 minutes later, she came upstairs, and I put my phone down, which she loves, which is hard for me. And I just said, so how are you doing with, and I went issue by issue to the top 4 issues in her life, okay? And I started with, how are you doing with X? And then she kind of was like intrigued, and so she talked, and then like she had mentioned a few supplements that she's taking that are homeopathic, and I said, yeah, I read the other day about this and this, and she was like, how do you know about this and this? And I said, I did some research because I was thinking that I want to know what you need to be taking or know more about, the stuff. And she was like, oh, and then I started taking this other stuff, and I'm thinking this, and I'm like, whoa, way too fast, but awesome, okay. And I said, so what about this? And she was like, well, I'm thinking, and I just touched on the issues that I knew were like at the forefront of her world. I was being emotionally intelligent, and she loved it. She started kissing me. We had this moment. We had great sex. It was awesome. It wasn't just awesome because of the sex. It was awesome because we just had this moment. And I say that to you because you have to be emotionally intelligent to what your betrayed spouse is going through on a daily basis. If you want to be really good as a betrayed spouse and really help continue to bridge the gap for years, you want to be emotionally intelligent to what your spouse is feeling. I'm convinced if you are emotionally intelligent about your spouse's world, your recovery will get better and stronger and last longer as a marriage and as restoration if you are in touch with each other's world.